Hello and welcome to this week's Positive Recovery with Corinna, being made for you for www.sobertownpodcast.com and my YouTube channel Positive Living with Sobriety and Disability. And this week I am coming from Naseby in Northampton from a meditation relaxation retreat. Now, meditation is something that I am not good at all. I have a very, very busy, active monkey mind that likes to chatter to me all the time. But I've come away for some much needed relaxation, and it really is beautiful surroundings. It's a very peaceful place, and we've just been for our first session. And I thought it would just be good over this weekend just to share a few things with you as I come out of each session. And one of the things that I really liked, we did a couple of breathing exercises just now, and on the last session of just focusing in on our breath, that's simply all we did was just being with our breath. But she said to treat it like a child at play, like a toy, hunting for your toy and playing with your breath. So instead of getting frustrated when our mind wanders, and which could be 100 times in 5 minutes, just come back to your breath. Just remind yourself. Just treat it like a child at play. And that's something that really, really just helped me in that session. She was talking tonight about happiness and about our relentless pursuit for happiness, because basically that's what we all want to be in this life, is to be happy. And we spent our whole life looking for happiness and chasing happiness in things, in external things and other people. And we forget to look from within inside ourselves. And something that really struck me was that wherever we are, whatever situation we're in, we can't rely on other things to give us happiness. Very often I say about this Western world that it's too busy for me. I don't like it. I don't like the dog-eat-dog world. And I often say I just want to go and live in a little mud hut somewhere with some tribe. But as she rightly reminded us tonight, there's still difficulty in simple life. If I went and did that, I'd have to walk miles and miles and miles for water. I'd have to rely on the elements and the weather to try and grow food. So no matter where we are in life, no matter what we have, no matter what we've got, there's always going to be difficulties. And any happiness we find is only very temporary. Another example that she used that I like as well was how she was saying that any relief we get is only to release any discomfort that we previously had. So, for example, we were sitting in our chairs, but after a while, sitting too long, you want to stand up, you want to potter around, because it starts to get uncomfortable sitting for too long. And then you stand up and it's like a release. And the same way, if you've been on your feet all day and you've had a busy day and you get in and you sit down, you sit in that chair and wow, it's wonderful. What a great relief. But that relief is only to get rid of the discomfort we previously had. And that really struck me with addiction. And that is what we do, isn't it, with addiction, is we're using something to get rid of the discomfort. And then we stop our addiction of choice. And as King will tell you, in a great podcast on cross-addiction, we then try and find it somewhere else to give us that happiness. We keep looking and searching. And actually, the happiness we're looking for is inside us. That's the only place it can come from. And it comes from inner peace. And the only way we can get inner peace is to meditate. And as I said, it's something I'm not very good at. But when she asked at the beginning, what are you here for? What do you want to get out of this weekend? The word that came to my mind straight away was peace. Peace, and probably some strength as well to deal with the stuff that I'm having to deal with right now. But peace is what I want. So I'm really going to focus this weekend on playing like a child in my mindfulness way, but not berating myself for wandering away from my breath, but just trying to find it, just bringing myself back to it, just chasing it, chasing it like a dream, that dream of happiness. And that's going to be my aim for this weekend, is to find my breath and be happy with it when I do. I'll be back again with some more tomorrow. This morning's session was about the mind and about karma. And she was speaking about how our mind is colourless, it's shapeless, it's finite. It just doesn't have a beginning or an end. Unlike our brain or our body, it's measurable. Our mind is completely separate from our body, but it controls our body. It controls us with its thoughts and its feelings. Without our mind, our body isn't anything, because what our eyes see is perceived by the mind. It's the mind that interprets it and tells us what we see. This was really helpful for meditation practice, because what she was saying is that the mind is stored in the centre of our chest, not in our head where we expect it to be, but in the centre of our chest, in the heart, or the area of the heart chakra. So it's really good. This helped me at the beginning of the meditation to pull it all down to your chest, and focus on pulling that down to your chest, and to imagine your mind being like the ocean, and your thoughts and your feelings are the waves, and we can allow to give them energy or not. So we can see the waves starting, and we can pull them back in, or we can go with them and give them lots of power and energy. And that really helped to calm and still my monkey mind. And the other thing was about karma. And she was saying about how we sow our seeds in everything we've done before and everything we do now. And karma isn't a punishment at all, and it shouldn't be seen as a punishment. But everything we are going through now is because of seeds that we have sown earlier on. Everything we're about to go through is things that we are, sowing now. So, for example, if you sow a tomato plant, the seeds for tomatoes, you're not going to grow peppers. You're going to grow tomatoes. So everything we do, we're setting the seeds all the time. And it's cause and effect. And that's what karma is. It shouldn't be seen as a punishment. And for my meditation today, I've decided to try, or to come from, a place of understanding, compassion and kindness. And the biggest thing to do whenever we're stressed, as I've always said, is to take that deep breath and centre on the breathing, and to just focus on us, on us, where things are coming from and what we want to do and where we want things to go. So the two things I've learned over the last couple of days to help with my meditation practice are to see my breathing, to view that as like a child with a toy, of trying to catch it, trying to find my breath, rather than stressing when my mind wanders, or by seeing my mind as an ocean and the thoughts and feelings as a wave, and I have the control to let those waves get high and really get up speed and energy, or to gradually draw them back in. Last day of meditation today and lessons, and although I've learned a lot on wisdom and karma and happiness and suffering and delusions and distortions, so much this weekend, it really has been a mind opener, and I recommend anyone to go and do a Buddhist retreat just to listen to some of their teachings, which will open up lines of inquiry and curiousness in your mind, and help you move forward within life, no matter where you are. But I wanted to focus this podcast mainly on the meditation, because that's the area that I've really struggled with. And there's some really great tips. I've already given you a couple of tips earlier in this podcast. And today's tip was mega to me. And it was about learning to meditate from our heart. Not our physical heart, but the centre of our chest. That bit that we automatically touch when we feel love. The heart chakra. If people believe in chakras, so that centre bit of your chest, because that's where they believe the mind is. And when we try and meditate from our head, it's so busy, our thoughts overtake, and it was so much simpler to meditate and focus on that central area of my chest. And what she was saying was that for people who are experienced meditators, it would be quite hard to then suddenly convert to your chest or to your heart area. So, but if you can just gradually bring it down to that area each time you meditate, then that would be great. And for me, it was a lot easier because you're focusing and concentrating on your breath. And even if you're a stomach breather, a bit like me, because that's one thing I am quite good at, you're still going to have some breath in your chest area, in that heart area. So it really simplified the whole process for me to actually be meditating from my heart, from the centre of my chest, rather than my head. And it kind of gave me a lot more calm and a lot more peace and a lot more of that quiet ocean we were talking about. Yeah, the waves would come, but it was up to me to give them energy or not. And it's something that really did help. So I'm hoping sharing it will be something that helps you too. And one of the things I really liked, she said that we wouldn't really think about going sort of a whole week without washing on the outside. So to do weekly meditation without washing on the inside, it's not really enough, and that really we should be doing meditation each day. Not big sessions, start off little. It can just be a couple of minutes or 5 minutes a day. Just put that aside to have your wash, your meditation wash, and cleanse yourself. And that can really, really help you. But she also said, if you think of a toddler and, or a baby, and as it starts to grow into a toddler, it will learn to pull itself up onto, to stand up. And then it might be able to let go of things, and it'll have a little wobble, and it will land on its bottom, and it'll get back up again. And it'll land on its bottom and get back up. And then it might take some steps walking on, holding onto furniture, and it will fall on its bottom, and it will get back up again. And then one day it might take a few steps without the furniture and fall on its bottom and get itself up. And then for a few days it might not be able to walk at all without holding onto the furniture. But the thing is, it doesn't give up. It keeps trying, it keeps practicing, and eventually that baby will learn to walk with practice. And it's the same with meditation. And it might be that we only get a few seconds of peace and meditation in 5 minutes, but that really is okay. You can't get it straight away. And some days are going to be far better than others for you. And it is just about practicing, and also about not rating ourselves or berating ourselves when we're doing meditation, not scoring ourselves like, I did really well today, or I did really badly yesterday, or how many marks did I give myself out of 10 today, or sitting there where you're trying to meditate, sort of, saying, why can't I do this? It's about just being with it and going with the flow. So I just wanted to do a meditation that she shared with us at the end. We did quite a few this weekend. But if it's safe for you to do so, and if you're able to do so, then we'll do a short meditation. If it's not, then please just pause this or turn it off and do it a bit later. If you're driving, don't do it. You could pull over to the side of the road if you really wanted to do it, but wait until you're somewhere comfortable, where you're not going to be disturbed, where you're going to be warm enough, and where you can just sit and take some breaths. Okay. So if you just sit upright, or you can lay down if you want, but I do recommend that you're better sitting with your feet on the floor to ground you. Your hands palm upwards in your lap. Your back nice and straight, but relaxed. Drop those shoulders down. And just tilt your chin a little bit forwards, just to release your neck. And then just settle in and just see where your mind's at, what it's doing. And then if you can, it's best to breathe in through your nose, but if you can't, then don't worry, it's fine. And you don't need to change your breath, apart from breathing in through your nose if you can, but just focus on your breath. Keep focusing on your breath, and when it hits your heart area, just try and bring your focus to that area, to your heart area. Just keep focusing on your breath, but centering yourself in the heart area. And bring any negative feelings to that area, or feelings that you don't want. So feelings of anger, feelings of hurt, jealousy, mistrust, pain, could be physical or emotional, frustration. Any of those feelings that leave you feeling uncomfortable, gather them all to that area, your heart area. And make them like a black, tarry liquid. And on your next breath out, breathe all of it out. And keep focusing on your breath. Don't change it, just breathe in and out normally. And with every outward breath, just blow out all that tarry, dark liquid. Breathe out all those uncomfortable feelings. And on your next inward breath, I want you to just imagine breathing in light, pure, white light. Feel it spreading all through your body, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers. Spreading through your body and filling you with love, laughter, happiness, joy, contentment, kindness, or any other positive feeling that you feel that you really need. And with each inward breath, just bring in more light and more of the feelings that you want to feel. And now to bring your focus back to the heart area of your chest. And just focus on your breathing, on the in and out breath. Nice and relaxed, nice and calm, nice and peaceful. Then bring your consciousness back to your being. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Deep breath and open your eyes. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Take care. I'll catch you next week. Bye bye for now.